Welcome back to KPRC 2 Plus. A recent omnibus survey found that 49% of homeowners plan to dig in their yard with no intention of calling 811 to have utility lines marked.
And striking a single utility line can cause serious injury. Plus, you might be charged for repairs and hit with heavy fines. Joining us this morning to discuss the importance of calling 811. First, Sarah Magruder Lyle, President and CEO of Common Ground Alliance. Good morning. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so first and foremost, what is the Common Ground Alliance?
The Common Ground Alliance is a nonprofit association dedicated to protecting the critical underground services that we rely on every day and making sure that those who live and work around them stay safe.
Apologize for the pause there, Sarah, waiting for my mic, but why should homeowners or contractors have their utility lines marked before digging underground? Why is that so crucial?
Sure. So the services that we rely on every day, utilities such as, excuse me, internet, Wi-Fi, phone, gas, water, power, sewer, all of those things are underground. And we want to make sure that when we're digging, whether it's with a backhoe or a shovel, that we're being very careful that we don't dig into any of those underground assets. And so before we do work, we want to make sure that a few days prior to digging, we contact 811 so that those utilities can be marked and we can dig with care.
What are some of the dangers associated with damaging the utility line?
Well, certainly it can be something frustrating like knocking out the Wi-Fi to your own home, but it can also be as serious as knocking out the Wi-Fi or the internet or a phone to a first responder, or hitting a gas line and causing an incident that may, an explosion, which could lead to, just hurting property or hurting yourself or maybe even a fatality. And we certainly don't want that to happen. So, we want to make sure that we're contacting 811 every time before we dig to make sure that those lines are marked.
And where, Sarah, can viewers go for more information?
Absolutely. So if you go to 811beforeyoudig.com, you can learn about the entire digging process, and you can also click on your state and learn more about your specific laws and requirements in your state. Texas certainly has a lot of underground infrastructure and is also the #1 state for dig-ins. There were almost 60,000 dig-ins in Texas in 2020. And so the #1 reason for that is because the person digging didn't contact 811 prior to starting their job. So that is the single most important step we can take and the easiest way to ensure we're avoiding dig-ins.
Some very important information. Make sure you dial 811 first before doing any of that work. All right. Sarah Magruder Lyle, President and CEO of the Common Ground Alliance. Appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks so much. Happy 811 Day.
Yes, ma'am.